in the mushroom inn. And then I remember the Marines went to my mom's house and said something to her. They said, "Hey, your son said this. We know where they're at. He told him this about whatever." And then apparently that was a Newsweek.
It was in Newsweek
It was a Newsweek. They put it in Newsweek.
that you were
Said
at the
something that
Mushroom Inn.
I was able to get something out.
Yeah.
And then it got back to them, and I got pounded for like 3 days in a row. And I was like,
Really?
son of a gun, yeah. So anyway, they moved us back to the embassy again after that, and they moved us back into the embassy. And it was funny. A lot of things are going on back here, all kinds of different things, the inception of Delta Force and all kinds of different things. Because I always thought, this is already 6 months later, whatever. I'm waiting. I'm going, where's the Marines? Because we already told something like that happened. Recon's coming to get you. And that's what they train for. Where are they? Every night I'd wait and I'd listen. I'd sit in the window, fucking window or a door, or whatever I could hear the wind coming in. At night, I'd sit there and listen, waiting for somebody to go, U.S. Marines. You know, never heard a thing. Never
So
heard a
you
thing.
were
Never
you were
heard a
hoping that
helicopter. Never heard anything. Yeah, we'd hear helicopters, but it was them flying over, not us.
yeah.
And because they were using Hueys and stuff at that time, and I could hear a helicopter flying over. I go, oh my God! And I'd wait. I'd wait for a whisper or something, U.S. Marines, and you wait for something, or hear, back then, or battle gear. You could hear a battle gear, not like now. You can't hear, but back then you could hear that old battle gear. You could clinking or whatever.
So you guys were hoping that you were going to
Hoping
get
something.
rescued.
Yeah. So after I remember a week went by, nothing. 2 weeks went by. A month finally went by, and I'm like, oh my God, they're not coming for us. Another month went by. They're not coming for us. So anyway, we're back at the embassy after they took us out of the mushroom inn. And we're up there for about a month or so. And I remember it's like about April, mid-April, late April
Of 1980?
of 1980. They have us up in this room, and they had this old big school desk, just Rocky, I, and Jerry. It's a small room. And there's one of those big old oak desks back in the old day. Like when I went to school, they had these oak desks. They were like 500 pounds. Well, all the drawers were gone. I took all the drawers out of them. So I'm looking back there, and for some reason, I just keep looking back there one night. I don't know why I never paid attention. I reached back there, and I reached back in the corner, and I look, and I pull out, and there's a handful of rubber bands, thick, nice, long rubber bands. I go, cool. So I start linking them together. Pluck goes, what are you doing? I go, what do you think I'm doing? He goes, don't do that. You're going to get us in trouble. They're going to come here and pound us. You're going to get us in trouble. I go, whatever. So I link them together, all the rubber bands, and I fold them over, get a couple of pencils because they give you pencils and stuff, and if you want to write home or something. So I took the pencils, some pens, and I made a slingshot. So they used to come in that room and they'd give us vitamins. They were Geritol,
Geritol.
Geritol
The
tablets.
Iranians were giving them to you?
Yeah, but it was Americans used. Everybody used them. But it was Geritol tablets. They were vitamins they used back here, and they'd give them out. But it was the kinds we would take. It was like over a certain age.